Alright, so today we are going to use trig ratios to help find side lengths of right triangles when you're given an angle and another side length. So, if you remember, sine is the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Cosine is the ratio of the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. And tangent is the ratio of the opposite over the adjacent. And you can remember these by using the little phrase SOHCAHTOA. So, let's look at an example. Alright, so in this example, I have an angle, of course a right triangle, and I have an angle of 72 and then 6 and x. And obviously I'm going to look for x. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to label each side opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse in relation to the angle 72. So I'm going to first draw my little arrow out, and that gives me my opposite side. Then x is across from my right angle, so that makes it my hypotenuse, which leaves 6 as my adjacent side. Okay, I have values for 6 and x, which is the adjacent and hypotenuse. So if I look at SOHCAHTOA, the adjacent and the hypotenuse gives me cosine. So I know that cosine of 72 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse x. And then I got to solve for x. So I'm going to multiply by x on both sides. I'm left with x cosine of 72 equals 6. Now remember that cosine of 72 is an actual value. It's like a number. So I want to divide by cosine of 72, not just 72, but I want to find the cosine of 72 and divide by it. And that leaves me with x is equal to, rounded to the nearest tenth, is 19.4. All right, let's look at another example. Let's see. All right, let's look at this one. So again, I'm looking at SOHCAHTOA. Here's my angle 37. Draw my arrow out. That gives me my opposite side. Then if I draw another arrow out from my right angle, this is my hypotenuse. So sometimes your triangle might be turned around. And then this leaves 12 as my adjacent side. So I have an opposite and adjacent. That gives me tangent. So I can say that tangent of 37 is equal to opposite, which is x, over my adjacent 12. Then I just want to solve for x. That's a simple opposite of dividing is multiplying. So I want to multiply both sides by 12. 12 times tangent of 37 is 9.04 rounded.